After 4 years in Singapore, I returned back to Nepal. It was not a glorious return like I have won something. It just didn't work out for me in that country. What I wanted to achieve couldn't be achieved there, and my boss there didn't believe that I should continue in Singapore. I could have hanged on and look for another job in Singapore, but I came back because I was the only son. I realized that it would take at least 5 years of sweat and toil to build a career, whether it is in Singapore or it is in Nepal. So I just decided to come back. I had to start from scratch because I had just an educational degree in engineering, which I did not want to pursue. And I had 4 years of experience in training, consulting, advising, and the like. So at that time, I was very frustrated, disappointed with my own life, with my boss, with the life that I missed in Singapore, with the sacrifices they had to make. Of course, now you know what happens next. It's time for meditation. So, for about 6 months, meditation became a part of my daily routine again. And those meditations were more of the creative kind, visualization kind in those days because I needed to build a career for myself. So the meditations were about thinking, getting information, and making plans about the future. I had to develop my own value proposition in the terms of what kind of business I was going to start and how to sell it, who to sell it to, and so on. So at that time, my meditation was, you can say, very materialistic. Being a meditator in nature, I didn't go out and browse the net looking for ideas and so on, and meeting with friends and people I knew. No, for me, building a career began inside. So in my meditation, I visualized various futures very strongly, and I honed my skills from within first. I will not go into the details of the consciousness shift that occurred in those times, but I will talk about it as I already told you earlier in the relevant chapter. So externally, I was meditating, and another part of my routine for 6 months was that I used to write at least 2 hours a day. Also, I did a lot of mind mapping to crystallize my thoughts. And then I also designed various instruments that are questionnaires, theories that I would use as props or selling materials for my trainings and consulting packages that I would sell. But the common thread in all these things is all my activities were governed by my 2 hours meditation every day. By the way, I forgot to mention that I was not married, and part of my meditation was to attract the future wife. So it was a lot of subconscious programming. And then I met my wife. I got married. And then the meditation decreased because all the visualization work that I did through the meditation began to materialize. Synchronicities, which I will explain to you in a later chapter, began to occur, unfold, should I say. One thing led to another. And because of my meditation, I was internally prepared for all the opportunities that life threw at me. Within a half a year of marriage, I was back on my track with a very good prospect of a career. I did not have to start a business because I could do it on my own as a freelancer. I chose not to make it into a business and remain a freelancer, which I am till today, after those 20 years. I can say, looking back, that all the good things that happened in my career in terms of the opportunities that I got would not have been possible without my meditation. What I received in my life, the way I received them, the amount I received them, couldn't be just by chance. And after me, nobody got those kind of opportunities. Many of the jobs and contracts that I received were designed for me. And when I quit or I was told to get out, happens. Well, after that, nobody took up those jobs. They ceased to exist. Until today, those jobs that I did don't exist. Anyways, so meditation was guiding me throughout the remaining 10 years. However, I literally stopped meditating in those 10 years. And then I hit the magic age of 40. It's a very interesting age for men, especially. Even in the book by Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich, the age of 40 is marked as a very important or turning point in a person's life, in a man's life. I wouldn't know much about how women feel at that age, but most of the people that I know mention the age 40. I was on the peak of my career, and then I started to feel something inside of me like when I was 17. I felt the urge to reread some meditation books and find new meditation books. Something in me had shifted. I recalled my dreams of my past lives that I had, which I have not told you now yet, but I will be talking about to you in a later chapter. And then I couldn't stop myself from meditating. So at 40, I began a regular meditation practice in the nighttime for an hour. In those times, it was just a way for me to reflect and cool down. So it was not such deep meditation. I just meditated because I couldn't help myself from doing so. With every years after I was 40, my career started to become shaky. Business partners either were betraying me or were disappointed by me. Clients started to change their minds about me. Various projects started to fall out and fail. Most of all, I was getting fat. As you are seeing me in this video book, and if you are not seeing me, uh, then for those who are reading the book version, I am now 68 kilograms. Well, in those days, that was 10 years ago, I was very large, about 15 more kilograms than I am today. What I knew is that it wouldn't stop because my lifestyle was so busy. I was involved in at least 10 companies at the same time, meetings upon meetings, and at night I had various reports to do, dozens of calls per day. It was hectic. The money was good. I bought myself a luxury watch, which by the way now is trash. And I was meditating in the evening. So in my heart, I felt that I didn't want to continue this life. Failures happen in every successful person's life. They fall and then they start fresh. And the next one that they take up on will lead them to a continuous path of labor and love until they retire in the ripe old age of the 60s and 70s. But after my failures, I just decided not to try again. So by the age I was 42 and still meditating, it made a lot of sense for me to retire. At least in my heart. I just had enough of running the rat race, trying to prove myself to the world. Meditation helped me cement that idea in me. There is no doubt of that. So my strategy after the reaching 40 was not to take up any new businesses, but not to say no to any requests that came from old clients and maybe some new clients. As a result, I became much more free over time. What I didn't know back then is I was being prepared for a transformation inside of me that would come some years later. I was not super active and I was not competing with any of my colleagues, but business was good. And then Corona came. Just before the lockdowns, I had a vision in which I would be resting and meditating instead of running here and there, speaking, training, motivating other people. It would be a long awaited rest for me. It's not like I was running a multi-billion company, but people who meditate like me, they are easily overwhelmed by material pursuits, even though on a small scale like mine. So in this period of the corona, I had nothing to do, and so I decided to meditate full time. It would be 1 hour in the afternoon and 1 hour in the night. And then in the afternoon, I also practice a meditation technique called the Yoga Nidra. You can say it's a glamorized form of napping, but it's a bit more than that. I used to exercise a lot, and I was transforming my exercise into meditation exercise with no career prospect at that time, because everything was shut down except the essential businesses. I was able to concentrate my meditation towards more divine or cosmic or higher or spiritual dimensions. The depth of my meditation in those 2 years of corona related obstruction in my career, I achieved a tremendous growth in my spiritual powers. My consciousness rose to levels that I never fathomed before. At night, I would dream mostly about my past life teachers. Basically, it was reminiscence of my meditation when I was 24 years old, as I recounted to you earlier on. Those intense meditation days in the corona years allowed me to become somebody else. I developed great insights, and I felt a very strong, intimate connection with entities that I have been calling ascended masters. To make it short, this period of meditation was life changing, and it prepared me for a new life, one of maybe a world teacher of meditation. The power from that meditation enabled me to write books like I am doing now. During those meditations, I was able to go into my past lives and to other dimensional universes. Externally, I was becoming very calm and relaxed, whereas everybody was in stress because of the financial and career crisis that Corona had done. I was very calm, and I knew that once the crisis was over, I would be ready to work again. But there was no point for lamenting, and instead I should make best use of whatever time I had. I was able to read 200 books per year after that. Meditation expanded my mind. It is like my mind was turned into a mega factory of knowledge that would be processed and new knowledge would be created. But again, I don't want to go into too much details about the internal aspect of meditation here, because I'll be doing that in the later chapters, as I've been telling you. When you are in meditation, various ideas come in your heart, in your mind, which are not normal, that is, which are not conventional. So, slowly the concept of writing books became very. Meditation enabled my brain to develop the wiring required to write books. I had failed as a writer when I was 30 years old. This was because I did not have the know-how and processes, technology to write the way I wanted to write. But meditation opened up those creative gates for me, and it's as good as God Himself coming in front of me and teaching me, holding my fingers, step one, do this, step two, do this, step three, do this. I just knew what to do on my computer and how to write the books. It just like you go to a place that you have never been, and you feel that you just know that place, and you just move around as if you have been there hundreds of times before. This is what happened with me with regards to writing. The first attempt occurred after the corona, and again I stopped for about 1 year because I didn't have certain knowledge. But what my meditation did was again to guide me towards finding the book that was missing in my puzzle for the book writing. And then I found that particular book that would set the avalanche. I read it, and then I knew that my book was born. One thing that meditation does for people who are really serious about it and who practice some kind of the unified version of meditation is that it's as if they are guided um, by a physical presence, uh, as I just mentioned to you earlier. So I knew that time had come. By that time, my meditation was growing very, very strong. You might wonder what strong means in meditation. It means my transformation was very rapid. Again, what kind of transformation? We'll talk later on in that chapter. Meditation works like the control station in an airport. It is able to tell the various planes where to land, where not to land, should fly, who should not, who should circle, and so on. Similarly, through meditation, everything that I did became so perfectly synchronized. And so I wrote my first book called The Unified Theory of Motivation and Living. This was a major success for me because I was able to write down something that nobody had written prior to me, and even myself, it had taken me 48 years of my life to be able to do it. Then I wrote the second book called Overcoming Suffering, which is the second part of the unified theory of motivation in living. And all this time, meditation is the backbone that enabled me to keep writing despite failures to get any publishers or even basic encouragement from anyone. What I knew because of the strength of my meditation was that my work wouldn't be recognized for many, many years because it's beyond the comprehension of people, at least those around me. And those who could understand me wouldn't be able to reach me because there would be no references to tell them that I'm not an idiot. And so it will take time. What meditation does to you is it gives you a tremendous internal strength. It deepens your foundation every time. In a house, once you build the house, the foundation is static. But in meditation, no matter how big the house is, and even if it's growing or falling, through meditation, you can deepen your foundation, widen it. And this foundation that I had made me even more resolute in continuing my writing despite any sign of success. I wrote two other books, and now you are reading the fifth. There is a strong relationship between me writing those books and my meditation. Deep inside of me, since my childhood, I always felt that I would become a writer one day. There are many young people in their 20s who write books and who even make lots of money out of it. However, I knew that I was not one among them. My writing would be very different. And so I was able to write only when I became 48. Of course, I'm no stranger to writing articles, publishing them, but a real book that I would be proud of would have to wait. With every book that I wrote, my meditation became more refined, more quiet. I have to keep changing techniques all the time to adjust to various situations in my life. But the books and the content itself helps me to guide my own self in meditation. Today, I'm able to leave all the content of my book in my life through meditation. My meditation was highly linked to that practice of mine as a counselor. First, I realized that I was healing them because of my meditation power. But over time, I realized that the healing had a structure, had processes, principles. Because of the strong meditation practice during the Corona days, my brain was very sharp, and I was able to turn my interactions with those teenagers into theories. Now, my meditation mixed all the books that I read, all my past experiences, and my current practice as a counselor to teenagers into a theory of the universe. I was able to find the missing links for time nowadays in the afternoon. Writing has become a very powerful meditation for me, which has always been. Exercise is a very effective form of meditation still today. I am living the teachings and philosophies of part one and part two of my book's trilogy, The Unified Theory of Motivation and Living. The main marker of my turning 50 was a very negative event